Make way and look out, crew, because boating news of the week is coming in hot.
Jesus.
Speaking of coming in hot, just a few weeks back, Steve Chapman was the winner of one of our hot little Drain Plug Mafia tumblers, and we're going to go ahead and give one away again this week. Really simple, guys. All you have to do, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hit the like button, and leave a comment below, and we're going to pick our favorite comment, and somebody's going to win a tumbler and a couple of the Drain Plug Mafia stickers. Don't forget, you can pick those stickers up on eBay as well. Just search Drain Plug Mafia. Our first story to go ahead and make the boating news this week is going to take us up to St. Louis, where this past week, firefighters successfully rescued two boaters who were heading down the Mississippi toward the Bahamas when their boat got stuck on the chain of rocks. This event occurred when the two sailors who were on board the vessel opted to go down the main channel versus taking the bypass canal that's used to navigate vessels around this dangerous area. This stretch of the main river has extremely shallow water and fast-moving current, as can be seen in the images here, so much so it actually made it very complicated for rescuers to try and get the two sailors off this vessel. They wound up having to tie a rope to a boat and float that boat down to this vessel to attempt to get the two sailors off the 44-foot sailing yacht. The sailors actually refused immediate help and wanted to stay with this vessel until it could be rescued, but fortunately rescuers were eventually able to talk them into getting off this boat due to safety concerns. Fortunately, no injuries were reported during the event. Our next story to make the boating news this week is one that's circulated a little bit all over social media. When some boaters returned from a fishing trip this past week, they were cutting up some bait fish and tossing it into the water, and of course when you chum the water, you're going to attract some wildlife, but here they attracted a little more than usual. Here we can see a crocodile floating right here at the base of their boat, and all of a sudden you see a shark come into the image as well. Here you can see the boaters tossing scraps of fish into the water, and this is what's attracted these animals, the free meal, but this crocodile's about to get a little more than he bargained for. Here we're going to get a piece of fish tossed onto the crocodile, which is going to confuse the shark a little bit, and well, the shark's going to go for a little bit more than the fish this time. The shark quickly releases once it's realized it's not gotten the bait fish it's looking for, but I'll tell you what, this crocodile probably got a little bit more than it bargained for when it was up here looking for a free meal. Our next story to make the boating news this week is going to take us over to Orange County, California, where for the past few weeks, crews have been working feverishly to try and clean up thousands of gallons of oil that have leaked in the Pacific from a crack in a pipeline that lays on the Pacific Ocean's floor. This week, the Coast Guard actually released video images of the 13-inch hairline crack in the concrete of the pipeline, showing the damage that's let the oil leak into the ocean. One of the other things that's been determined from these video images, though, is that the pipeline somehow has been displaced over 100 feet from its original position. This is concrete piping. The only way the Coast Guard can determine this would happen would be an extremely heavy anchor being dragged across the ocean floor. And it just so happens that this pipeline is located in the same area where many of the cargo ships that have been unable to get in port have been held at anchor. Coast Guard investigators are currently going through almost a year's worth of images and data from multiple sources, trying to determine what vessels have been in the area in the last year and see if they can pinpoint when the actual oil leak started and what vessels may have been in the area at the time. Our next story to make the boating news this week is going to take us out to the Hawaiian Islands, where just a few weeks back, the Coast Guard released these video images of one of their Dolphin H-65 helicopters that was dispatched from the air station Barber Point to assist in the medical evacuation of a fisherman approximately 30 miles off the coast of Kona. I always find these videos extremely interesting. It just shows the exact precision that's needed by the Coast Guard to make a rescue like this, as they drop and pull rescue swimmers and victims from the decks of these vessels. Amongst all the rigging, there's so many things that can go wrong, yet these guys pulled off with precision just about every single time. It really is amazing to watch. Our next story to make the boating news this week is going to take us up to Canada, where just a few weeks ago, two people had to be rescued after their float plane crashed into Lake Scugog. Local police and marine units responded to Port Perry after the reporting of the plane crashing into the lake. Fortunately, though, for the two people who were on board the plane, nearby witnesses wound up using their own boats to go out and rescue the two and bring them back to shore safely. Neither occupant was injured during the event. Local authorities, once they verified that both victims were okay, focused their energy on trying to pull the plane from the lake. Unfortunately, after multiple attempts, they were unsuccessful in being able to remove the aircraft, and local salvage crews will have to be called in. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Boating News of the Week. If you ever see anything crazy happening out on your waterways, be sure to hit me up on Facebook or Instagram and let me know, and you might see your stories over here. Just like Tom Guy, Joe Lebowski, Jake K, and Brandon Jones did this week. And if you haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here. If not, we're coming to steal your drain plug.